Welcome back, audience, to a brand new episode of Between Two Phones. It's been just a little bit since we've done one of these.
Busy times.
We are busy planning our big ZTPTC, the Zoomtopia Partner Tech Connect. We hope you are there in Dallas with us in November. Please register. But Eric, some exciting stuff to talk about there, but also exciting what you have something exciting for me, you said.
I do. We have a real live success story to talk about. I love success stories. And that is a customer, Shield Co., and a partner, Elite Solutions, and Zoom's customer experience deployment. It's a really cool story that we've gotten a chance. I've heard a little tidbit of the story, and I really wanted to have them on the show so that they could tell their story to all of us, to hear how well this partnership and solutioning went for the Shield Co.
Let's hear it now. Look, Eric, we've got guests with us today.
We did, like, extra guests, more people. Like, we had to move to the side a little bit.
Yeah, two more than usual. One more than we've ever had, probably. But here we are, a big happy family in our illustrious studio here. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen. We've got Brycen and Jonathan on with us. How are y'all today?
Feeling well. Happy to be here.
Brycen is a partner, and you're in Salt Lake City, if I'm not mistaken.
Salt Lake City.
That is.
Yes, sir.
And Jonathan, you are in Phoenix area, as I recall? With
Phoenix.
The Shield Co., as I recall, as well?
Yes, correct. Yes, two for two.
Yeah, that's right. And we were actually, Eric and I were actually discussing what y'all, the kind of the history of what Brycen came to you with, Jonathan, and It sounds just incredible. Can you take us through the story of, first off,
the origin story,
the origin story,
background
that's right.
info, the where it all started between.
It's a lot more disappointing than Spider-Man's origin story, but
I don't know.
So no multiverse.
For the Zoom community, this is probably as good as it gets. So,
Brycen, you want to kick this little bad boy into high gear for us?
Sure. So I've worked with the Shields Co. for almost 7 years now, and we've helped them with, a lot of different things. So anything from their network to 4G backups, and we've definitely been involved on the CX side for a long time now. And I've known Jonathan for almost the last 3. So we've had a working relationship, especially working on their previous supplier. And there was a point where Jonathan and team, they were evaluating 3 major suppliers to replace their incumbents and hopefully move to a better situation. And so Jonathan flew into Salt Lake City and met with my team over breakfast. And I think at that point he was expecting that we would help him narrow it down to the final option. And really we introduced Zoom kind of late in the game. But for good reason.
So, you're just over there with, what, you have eggs, maybe an omelet?
Yeah, little French toast.
And just a little French toast. You're like, can I have some syrup? Have you heard of Zoom?
Yeah. And at that point in the conversation, I'm like, no, dude, what are you? No,
right. You're already far down that road of making a decision.
Did you instinctively check for a face mask? No.
I did. Now, for context purposes, so Todd's boss was also at the breakfast meeting with the rest of us, and I distinctly told him twice to F off. I was like, no, what is wrong with you? This is not what this conversation needs to be.
Which, that's always something you want to hear at a meeting.
Yes.
So Brycen, you're thinking to yourself, so you are in this discussion with him, and y'all are already pretty far down the road, and you've now just decided to throw a giant wrench in the gears of everything. Why would you put your reputation on the line and go to bat for Zoom like that? What did you see that you were so impressed with that made you take him down that road?
Sure. So, first, we've already had a great experience with Zoom. Yeah. We had done a couple major migrations for some customers that were even larger than the Shields Co. And it was a seamless process. So we had that going. And then on top of it, we knew that we needed a team that could handle their CRM, right? Because it's not an out-of-the-box integration like a Salesforce is. They have an industry-specific CRM that's a little bit harder to work with, even though it has open APIs. And so I needed a team that could get that right. And then we also knew that they really did need that hybrid UC, CC environment where we also had the contact center analytics that needed to be very similar to the analytics at those local offices, because they have over 60 different local offices, I think, right, Jonathan?
59 today, yeah.
Yeah. So we needed all the analytics across the board and just good reporting on everything. And so we knew Zoom could do all of that together. And at that point, it was really, okay, can they spin it up quickly? And we had seen that in the past as well.
Yeah. Jonathan, you're thinking Zoom, the meeting company? What?
Yes. No, I was like, no, like the COVID webinar company? No, they don't do contact center. What on earth is wrong with you? Again, another F-bomb at the table. I'm like, no, what on earth?
This has been an awesome breakfast. I would love
I would be a fly on the wall.
My boss was like, okay.
Bryson's used to this. Yeah, Bryson's used to me. His boss was not. The flip side, though, to all of this was that because we were at such a critical stage of okay, I need to narrow it down to the last two. Brycen really did, because we've had this long running, good, trust-filled working relationship together the last 3 years. I knew if he was going to throw me something like this kind of a curveball, that all right, fine. I'll give them an hour. I'll go through their demo. We'll take a look at everything. Partially because if he's going to push this on me at this stage, okay, there's got to be something here to it. So in that first couple of calls with Zoom, I remember most of my team and I, on a side conversation, we were like, this isn't real. This is a unicorn. This is a figment of someone's imagination. If I had a fever dream and I got to design my contact center solution that was absolutely perfect, this is exactly what this would look like if I was, building something from scratch. And so the further we got into the sales engagement, the more frequently I would ping Brycen with dude, is this real? There's no way that this is actually.
You just have some engineers in the background making it look like it works.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing, right? You're just theater. People in the background.
Pure theater.
So it was, let me jump ahead in the whole process real quick, because it was during one of the incumbents that was at the table already. We had allowed them to build a proof of concept, not the breakfast table, the actual deal table, the fancy table. And it took them about 2.5 weeks to build a POC tenant for us to be able to start playing with. Flip side, we had wrapped up that POC. We started our 30-minute call with the sales team and the engineering team at Zoom and said, okay, here's what our POC needs to look like. Here's the stuff that we need to test. Here are some of the critical pass-fail metrics. At the 23-minute mark into our POC design conversation, the sales engineer was like, okay, here's your phone number. And I'm like, why are you giving me a phone number? He's like, your tenant, it's live. And I'm like, what tenant? What? And he's like, your POC, it's ready to go. F off. There's no way. No, what? No. How? And so that became this consistent problem that we kept having every time we get further into the weeds with Zoom. All of us were like, this isn't real, right? This is just sales stuff that is, holy cow, this is real.
It was too simple to be true, right? It could not be possible.
It was such a straightforward ease into not only the sales side of things, but the admin side of things, the user training side of things. It's weird how nice your systems are. It's not supposed to be this good.
Because we're this weird mix of fast, agile, and powerful.
Yes.
Normally you've got it, and I've worked for some very large companies that could do amazing things. And you always heard, and I know that you guys have heard this from those very large companies, next quarter.
Yeah.
Next quarter.
Yep.
Zoom is, what time is it? I got a guy. But then to back it up with some real ability, usually when you have a company that powerful or that not that that fast, they're usually not that powerful. So we've really got this, like you said, a unicorn situation where we've mixed all these things. I hope we never lose that flavor because it really is fun.
Yes. Right. And that was kind of the whole experience through the sales process, through that POC, and then even the implementation, because at Elite, we set very high standards for our customer implementations, and still we expect challenges to come up, right? It just happens. That's the industry we live in. But with Zoom and ShieldCo, the process was different. It was extremely smooth. It was the most seamless implementation we've seen to date. And I think it highlights both the strength of the solution and then just the collaboration with everyone from our team to Zoom and ShieldCo.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna pop on and plow on some more praise here. So I'm sorry, not sorry, John and Eric, but you're gonna have to deal with this. So implementation, because Brycen's nailing a piece that I think that a lot of us, we just kind of grunt and go, all right, here we go. We had 0 seconds of downtime from day one go live until just after 6 months of us being live on the system. It was the first any hiccup of service interruptions and anything whatsoever from an administrative perspective or from a user perspective. It worked day one. We actually held a 1 month long war room, open and staffed 18 hours a day, because nothing was broken. And we were freaking out, waiting for us to be like, oh, do you remember this whole cornerstone that the entire building's foundation rests upon that you forgot to build? We were waiting for that cornerstone. We didn't forget anything. The implementation team absolutely nailed it. Awesome. We had 0 seconds of downtime for more than 6 months, which is wild.
That is so, I've been on so many cutovers, so many implementations where that's just not the case. But there's a couple of big things in play there, right? One is a cloud service that has the reliability, has the infrastructure in place, a company willing to do that work to put it out, but also a business partner that you trust and has the relationship with you to bring both into that. So that knowledge of both environments to go, I know what the customer needs, I know what you can do. Let's marry these things together properly. And that's really the ecosystem we want, right? Did
you say Eco Shield system? I'm sorry, you were breaking up there for a second.
Like that.
How long has it been since you've had it installed now that you're using ZCX?
Yeah, March 4th was the day we went live. March 4th of 25.
You baked it pretty good.
Yeah,
we're
pushing 10. Yeah, we're pushing like 7 months.
7 months. Nice. Yeah. So, what is your staff? How do they feel about it?
Well, without using the expletives that I shouldn't, it's far better than what the previous system was. The speed and ease of training our agents on the whole new stack. Historically, new hires on the old incumbent systems, it would take us about 2 weeks of active training before somebody would be cool enough to be let loose on the queues.
Yeah.
This is about 30 to 45 minutes.
That's wild.
It's so simple and straightforward that if you're looking at your agent workspace, I mean, 75% of my agents can figure it out without needing guidance in any way, shape, or form. Go available, hit accept call, answer the call, run through your scripts, close the call, wrap up codes, get back in queue again. Like it really was nice, simple, straightforward. You don't need a doctorate in computational or theoretical physics.
Zoom had the opportunity to build a better solution. I mean, we were much later to the market than a lot of the competition. And the reason that we were late to the market is because we were focused on other things at the time. But now we had the opportunity to build the ideal system for users like the ShieldCo, and I'm glad to hear it that it's working out in your favor as well. And I'm glad that Brycen was there at breakfast that day.
So I do have one question real quick. You talked about the agent transition time.
Yeah.
I used to be an admin back in the day. I've installed a lot of systems, both as a partner, supplier, everything. You talk about the agent transition time. How is the administration transition
Yes.
time? Because I've worked on multiple systems. How's that gone?
Same. This implementation of Zoom was professionally my 8th phone stack implementation over a 20-year career. Of those 8, 5 of those included contact center. So I've
you got some experience.
Been around the ferns myself. Yeah, I've had some tin cans and string along the way. The biggest improvement that most of my admins saw right away was 2 small things to us, but they're big things to administrators. The first is the no-code flow design. That was a really, really big thing. So you can just plug and play, connect and drop boxes or operation commands. And then if you wanted to get more complex like we needed to with our CRM integration that Brycen talked about earlier, we do some API scripting in the flow depending on how that call has traversed the flow. So that was amazing. It's both no code from a drag and drop perspective to connect your flow up from start to finish, and you can add code in if you're ready for that layer of complexity. The second piece was attribute mapping.
Yes.
We have almost 3,000 users or employees in the Shield companies, and trying to get people to automatically get the correct license, whether it's a UC seat or a CC seat, both seats, workforce management or QM module seats, all of that stuff can be and has been 100% automated through attribute mapping that Zoom makes available in their admin space. It's phenomenal.
So I'm assuming you have an existing identity management system from a company that I mentioned earlier without naming. And that's great because they do that really well. And that is something that, that company does well. And we're able to work well with that company to go, okay, you just tell us what you want. That's fine. We have no issues with that. We play well with others. And I love to hear success stories about that.
That's all the time we got, boys. I appreciate y'all jumping on with us today and talking to us about all the cool stuff that y'all are able to do with Zoom. It's super cool to hear customer testimonials from folks like you. Brycen with Elite Solutions, thank you so much for joining us. Jonathan with the Shield Co., we do appreciate you very much for being a Zoom customer. And we look forward to hearing from you maybe at the 1-year mark or a year from now, how well it's going and how your users are loving it.
Think a return trip when we hear about the next Zoom product that he puts in.
Yeah, I think
sounds great.
I was going to say either that or you guys are going to have me on a permanent set of mute buttons because I won't stop talking about Zoom.
No, I love it. Thanks for carrying the Zoom flag. And I tell you what, I look forward to hearing about the next breakfast meeting that you boys have on just how things go. The Shield companies and Elite Solutions, I want to thank them both. That was an incredible story.
Phenomenal. And the energy coming out of there, the excitement.
Great group of guys. Great.
They get it. Please keep sending us stories like this. This is phenomenal.
The moral of this story is if you're leading with somebody else, another competitor, you need to be leading with Zoom. Put your neck out on the line. Even if it's over breakfast, whatever meal it takes, make sure that you at least have a conversation with your customers about Zoom because there's a lot more that it can do than just what people know us for, and that's the meetings.
And don't discount the value of waffles.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. That's all the time we have, everyone. We'll see you next time on Between Two Phones.